Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. I have bangs again. I don't know if I had them in other videos, but I have bangs again. So last video I said I'd start talking more into about the process basically. And so so I think the last thing I said was how Grace basically saved my life and everything. And I'll talk about that. So after I told everybody what happened to me and everything like that, I had to go to the police station, make a report and everything like that. For me, in my own mental state and everything, it felt like no one believed me and stuff like that. Like when I went to the police station and I told them what happened, they kept saying oh, did he do this, did he do that, and they were just making it seem like it wasn't such a big deal what he had done to me. And I remember just leaving the police station that day, and I was on the phone with my boyfriend too, and I remember leaving the police station that day just so still, I wasn't even there anymore, I was just stuck at that point. Then, I also had to start therapy, so I went to go see my school's counselor and everything like that. And it felt like everyone was just trying to get me to move on, They weren't trying to get me to, think about what was going on in my head or anything like that. It was just oh, you think about where you're going to be going to college, think about this, think about that. And I'm like, I'm still stuck, so I'm just okay, sure, yeah, I'll think about it, but I don't feel like it's gonna happen. Then I had to go to another police thing, and this time they told me that they don't have enough evidence to put my dad in prison and everything, so they actually made me call my dad and everything like that. And I kid you not, this was one of the most heartbreaking things ever, because so when I called my dad, he told me, he was like, oh, he's like, why are you doing this to me, mija? And I told him, I was like, I need you to admit to what you had did to me, And he, because that's what I needed to, get him arrested. I needed him to admit to what he had done. And he just kept saying, I'm sorry. And he was he told me he wanted to pick me and my siblings up so he could come apologize to us and say sorry for what he had done to me. And, I had to make up an excuse and not let that happen. I just told him I couldn't because I had a big test to study for. And he said, okay, well, this weekend I want to see you guys. And I was just like, okay, I'll ask my mom. And, as soon as we hung up, I told them, I told my mom, I told the police officers, I was like, I don't want anything done until I can talk to my stepmom first, because I didn't want her to think that I was lying or anything like that. I wanted her to know the truth for me. But, in most of these cases, people like me aren't listened to. And so they went on with it anyways. And my dad, he ran off, Because my stepmom, she didn't know what was going on. So all she got was that CPS was going to come in. My dad knew. So he ran off before they could catch him and stuff like that. And, it's a really hard thing, to know that you might, if you had said something, maybe there could have been a different outcome and everything like that. I even to this day think that if I had said something to my dad, maybe none of that would have ever happened. Maybe we wouldn't even be in this position. But, sometimes I can't think like that. I have to keep moving forward. But, and I only realize that now because I actually got the help that I need now, the actual professional help. Because when I was still in school and everything like that, because this was during my freshman year. So, I was still kind of sad and everything, I didn't want to eat, I couldn't sleep, I didn't want to breathe anymore, it was coming to a point where I just didn't know what else to do. I could find little moments of happiness and everything like that. But, after a while, I just kind of, what? I'm doing my YouTube video.
I want to be in it.
You're ugly.
No.
Okay. Pendeja.
I was like, Alex is coming tomorrow. Shh, 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 shh.
Anyways, but yeah, I was kind of, I was such in a dark place. My mom, she would let me go out with my friends and everything like that. She'd let me go places with my boyfriend, and it wasn't because, she was okay with it and everything. It's just because, you know, she wanted me to be happy and she thought that was going to help. But, you know, even when I was with other people, I still felt like stuck. You know, I felt like I had nothing else to live for. I felt like I was just stuck in this blank place thinking nothing at all. And the only time I ever was really happy was when I was with Grace. Well, fast forward a few months, you know, I'm still going to therapy. Like, it's the last day of school. I go say bye to, like, the counselor and everything like that. And I'm moving school, so she knows that I'm leaving, so she tells me I can still contact her and everything. And then that summer, like, I remember that it was just, like, really hard for me because, like, it was my dad's birthday, it was Father's Day, and it's just, like, you know, all the really, and my birthday, like, it's something I used to celebrate with my dad because my dad's birthday was a few days before mine. So it was, like, really hard, you know, I didn't even enjoy my birthday. I didn't have a quince because of it, because, you know, that was the one thing that I didn't want because of him, you know. I didn't want to do a quince because I was, like, that was the first thing, like, I talked about, you know, like, I didn't even talk about what he did to me or anything like that. I just said, yeah, we can still do my quince, and then I left, and after that, I didn't speak to anybody again. And, you know, it's like, it was so hard and everything in that summer, knowing that I was going to be moving to Victorville and realizing that it was only a few minutes away from the house where it had happened to me. You know, kind of just all hit me. It was just like, you know, people were, it felt like I even had these nightmares where my family were pushing me towards my dad, trying to get me to forgive him, and it was like, that's how I felt. I felt like everyone was trying to force these feelings upon me and no one was listening to me. And, you know, there was this one night I couldn't take it anymore. I went in the restroom, I took a bunch of pills and everything like that, and I just laid there, and then I got a call from my boyfriend, and he was like, he called me and he was like, oh, I just wanted to hear your voice because I know you're probably about to go to sleep. And I was like, yeah, I was about to go to sleep because I didn't want him to know anything was up and everything like that. And he knew right away that there was something different in my voice, so he told me what's wrong, and I think he kind of knew what was going on with me. So he didn't even ask me questions or anything like that. He just came and he made me throw it up and everything, and I was just, you know, I'm grateful to him because, like, you know, I would be dead right now if it wasn't for him. And I am so grateful. Me and him, we're not together anymore, you know. We're not even friends, but, you know, I'll always be grateful to him. I'll always thank him for doing that for me. But, you know, like, after that and everything, you know, I was still sad, you know. I still wanted to kill myself and everything like that. I still wanted to just go away forever and never come back again. And then I remember one day I cut myself in my mom's scene, and, like, she thought I was asleep, so she didn't think that I heard her crying and everything like that. But I knew, like, I was a little awake, so I knew what she had seen and everything like that. And after that, I realized, you know, I gotta clean myself up. I gotta get better. You know, I have to do better. And, like, the next day too, like, my grandma, she talked to me, and she's like, what if Grace had seen? You know, it hit me. I was like, you know, I would have let my little sister see that, you know. I would have let my 1-year-old sister, I would have let her see that I was ready to give up on life, and I didn't want her to think that, you know. I didn't want her to think that it was okay to give up on life. So Gracie, she's like the reason why I kept pushing forward, you know, because, like, the thought of her thinking that that was okay, you know, I was just like, I can't do it, I can't. So, you know, I went and looked for help again because I wasn't seeing a counselor or anything like that. I just pushed my feelings away. So I went to go see a counselor, and then they told me they'd send a specialist to come see me and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, yeah, like, I'll be okay with that. They interviewed me and everything because I guess they had to interview you. And then after that, it just goes completely quiet, and I'm just like, okay, you know, whatever. I'm gonna just do what my mom told me. I'm gonna put my feelings in a box, I'm gonna put them away, and I'm gonna just keep living like that. And I want, like, it was easier doing that, you know. It was easier just to put away my feelings and just forget like nothing happened to me. And, you know, it was good for a while, you know. then when I started my junior year and everything, I finally had to see a therapist, and then it all hit me. My life kind of collapsed again because it was just like reopening these feelings I had finally put away. And it was just, it's hard. It's hard to talk about it, and especially not only that, because of all the problems it created. Even before that, like before that day happened, like I've had problems enough already as a kid and everything like that. So it's just, it's a process. It's like a huge process, which I won't go deeper into right now because I'm almost running out of time. But I suggest, like, go to therapy, guys. Like, if you know you're suffering something like this, something even worse, just anything, and you feel like you can't talk to your family, your friends, go see a stranger, because they don't know who you are. They don't know where you've come from and everything like that. So they have no biased opinion. They're only going to tell you from professional, like, backgrounds and everything like that. And that's what made me feel like so easier to talk to my therapist and everything like that. Like, it made me feel more comfortable. At first I was kind of nervous because, like, it was a male therapist, and I had a problem with male figures and everything like that, because is what happened to me. But like, at the same time, it kind of like is understandable why they would assign me a man, so that way I can start feeling comfortable around male figures. And it was just, it was difficult. Like, you tackle like so many issues even before like that day. You go to the root of all your problems first, and then you start attacking like every single little thing in your life. And it's just, it's a really difficult thing. And I almost cried right now. As you can see, I almost cried talking about this. It's a hard thing, to say or anything. And like I said in the last video, please share this with somebody you think might be experiencing the same things that I've experienced. There's signs, they'll stop talking to people. They'll probably wear more clothing. They'll be closed off and everything like that. They'll not want to go outside. They'll just have trouble sleeping. Sometimes they might even be sleeping longer than they usually do. They'll have less eating habits and everything like that. And you'll just notice these little things as you see their personality like change and everything like that. And if it's not a good change, then it's a bad change. And if it is a bad change that you are noticing, please like tell them. Tell a teacher, tell a family member, tell a administrative, like tell somebody, because sometimes kids don't have the courage to speak up about something like this. Like, I was lucky enough to have my friend Faith, who gave me the courage to speak up and everything like that. But yeah, so we'll go more into the therapy sessions in the next video. But as always, please share this video with other people. Please tell them that, feel free to text me at my Instagram and everything like that. I always have it in my description. Share this video. I want this to spread out more, like spread out into the world and everything, not for like fame or anything like that, but so other girls can know, like, it's not a horrible thing to have happen to you. Like, I don't take it as like, oh, I'm a victim or anything like that. I take it as I'm a survivor, because you're not a victim. The victim is the one who was in that bed and everything like that. But if you're still standing today and everything, you're the survivor. You're the one who kept pushing, who kept living. You pushed yourself to do more than anyone else could do. And that was like a really hard thing to do, as a girl. It's hard enough in our world where we're judged by the way we look, by the way we dress, by the way we walk. We as women, we as girls, we're judged so much. And it comes with even more expectations as to becoming a lady in the society. And I just want other girls to know that it's okay. It's not their fault. It's not their fault that this happened to them, that they did nothing wrong, that them living is completely right. And so yeah, just please share this. Like, there's even hotlines where if your friend is suicidal, tell them, call this hotline and everything like that. And in the next video, I'll find out the hotline number and I'll put it in the video description and everything like that. But that's it, guys. Until next time, bye.